for a stadium that's going to be extinct fairly soon. Do you like playing at the Gabba?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I love playing here. I love Queensland as a state, not quite Western Australia, but coming here, it's always great.
How do you sort of get yourself up and going and get yourself performing the way you want to?
How do I get myself up and going? I think just preparing as well as I possibly can, like every other game, and then playing what's in front of you.
How much already put into the responding? They were out here. I think they were out here this morning, and I think it was Virat who pulled the team in and had a stern kind of conversation with them for at least 10 minutes. They looked determined to bounce back this week.
Yeah, well, I think as we saw last week, we're a good side and we bounce back, and we know that India are a really good side as well. So we expect them to bounce back, and I think in this big series, we know that's going to happen. So we'll do everything I can to make sure we get a win.
Can you just talk through how you managed that injury heading into Adelaide? You bowling loads all of us.
Yep, look, we had a really clear plan before the series started. I obviously didn't bowl as much as I probably would have liked in the lead up to a series, but our medical staff and Ronnie and Paddy were really clear on my lead up, and I trusted that. So I haven't bowled too much so far, but right now the body's feeling really good.
Have you got a firm idea on what the problem has been? Is it something that's troubled you since that England won day 2, and you actually know what the problem is?
I had a sore back, yeah. But as I said, right now it's feeling as good as it has felt. So just prepare for the game as normal.
We know Josh had a pretty important bowl the other day, and he said coming back from that would be an important bit as to whether he can play this week. Like, how has he been? Does he suggest that he's feeling okay?
Yeah, I think the great thing about Josh is he's a very level character. So he'll do everything he can to get up for the game, and then it's up to the selectors and the leadership group to tick that one off.
What's going on with Steve Smith? What does he have to do to show the real Steve Smith?
I mean, they don't have to do anything to show me the real Steve Smith. We know that he's one of our best players ever, and certainly back him in to get a few runs.
The Indians are rolling very straight at him. That's clearly a plan. That's always been a strength of Smithy's, but it doesn't seem to be at the moment. Is it something he needs to work on?
I'm probably not in a position to be telling Steve Smith what he needs to work on. Look, we know he's a class player. He's scored a lot of runs for Australia, and we know that certainly at times when we've needed him, he always seems to step up. So we've got full faith in Smudge.
Has the team talked about that result here last time and how much that hurt the group, losing the series in Brisbane and that record, kind of that 32-year streak, like returning to the venue in terms of the opponent and returning to the venue against India here?
I think the biggest thing for us is just focusing on this week and on what's happened in the past. And I think the way we bounced back from Perth was an example of that. So we're really focused on playing our style this week and hopefully going to turn up in the series.
It has been a long time, but since the Test match has gone to the 5th day, do you expect it to be anything like that? But I'm sure you haven't gone out and looked at the wicket yet, but it's unlikely that we're perhaps going to see a 5-day Test match again at the Gabba.
Yep.
Like that match was. It was a ripper, wasn't it?
Yeah, nothing better than a 3-day Test.
There's been so much talk around Bumrah in this series and the way that he's bowled as well. You're going to start, you're the only top 7 batsman at the moment not to be his by Bumrah.
It's coming.
What's it like facing him and kind of, how tough is it and how do you go about it?
Look, yeah, I mean, we know he's right now probably the best bowler in the world. I think it's just about getting yourself up for that challenge. It's international cricket, it's a big series, and I think you want to take the best in the world on. That's certainly my mentality, and look forward to the opportunity of getting facing him again.
We've seen some low scoring tests here lately. We know about the true bounce of the Gabba. Do you think that'll suit your counter-punching sort of style of cricket? So we could have a low score and the way you're approaching. Is that how you intend to keep approaching it?
Me personally?
Yeah.
I think I've had a really clear method over the last 18 months with the way I've gone about it. That'll continue.
Mitch, you know you probably don't want to talk about it, but
I don't know.
Yeah. Just like it didn't look like you hit it from the TV reports. From the TV replays. When you're out in the middle, more difficult.
It shouldn't be. yeah, the reality is I thought I hit it and I didn't. So and I didn't speak to Hetty. So yeah, I had a man.
Yeah.
There's as a headline on Instagram. There you go.
Was it just that kind of like a crap on that kind of thing? Like I've got to go. Like.
Yeah, honestly, I just thought I hit it, so I walked off. And then, yeah, it's funny. I got in the change room. Scazza asked me if I hit it, and I said, yeah, smashed it, mate. And then the replay came up, and the head went into the hands, and about 1 minute later, everyone was laughing at me. So, yeah, my bad.
Can you talk us? You probably faced a bit of that. I suppose maybe not this test, if it is Australian, some people might think, but especially Melbourne, Sydney, just that battle with Ashton.
Yeah, obviously world-class bowler. I think if you look down the lineups of both teams, there's world-class bowlers everywhere. So as a batter, it's about, I guess, planning as well as you can and trying to get on top of them.
You touched on the plans before the series, just in terms of the length of the series, you know, like you're ensuring that the team's playing as best as well as it can at the end of the series. And how much of a consideration was that in terms of the broader plans that you put from the team and the bowling unit? Sorry, just in terms of just make sure that you get up in the 4th and 5th test, which has not always been the way for the team in recent years. Like, how much of a plan has that been, and how much work's gone in the background there?
Yeah, I don't have a lot to do with conversations in the background, but I think, you know, we've had a few guys say that everyone's preparation is a little bit different this summer, and what that looks like is different for everyone. But it's all about getting up for each and every game, and this week's no different.
Did you feel there was a bit of a fair bit of faith in the selectors? Like, if you weren't going to be able to bowl too much in Adelaide, well, that's some concern, A, to keep you as a all-rounder who was mostly going to bat, but also a fair bit of faith in the bowlers that they were going to be able to take wickets quick enough and wasn't going to put too much of a workload on everything on them.
Yeah, I think if you look back at the last few Adelaide Oval tests, the 5th bowler hasn't been used a hell of a lot. Nathan Lyon bowled 1 over for the whole test match, so I guess there was a bit of forward thinking in that. But yeah, I was ready to bowl from Lyon last test, so every test is so well planned from both our medical staff and the playing guys.
And given what the Gabba's been like the last couple of years, you're sort of going to these tests with the same theory that the 5th bowler may not be required to start this one either.
Let's hope so.
It's just, you know, when you have a bowler like Justin Bowler, then yeah, I know there are other good bowlers as well in that lineup. But can there be a game plan about literally just playing them out and scoring off the others, like you have to, as a batting team you did in Adelaide?
I think each batter has their own plans, and it's a batting unit. We back each other's plans. I think if you've got the best bowler in the world, you're just trying to see him off. He's going to have one with your name on it. So I think it's about applying pressure with your own method. We all bat differently, and just taking that challenge on.
So does it become a tactical? Sorry, does it become a tactical thing then, like where you see him off, like even in Adelaide, he bowled the 7th over, and he wasn't the same when he came back to the 7th. How much of that?
I think, yeah, like I said, everyone has their own individual plans. We all bat differently, so getting through a spell, the situation in the game, sometimes you have to get through a spell, sometimes there's a time to attack, and we have guys down in our batting lineup that just play differently, so getting through your own way and also moving the game forward is really important when you're facing one of the best attacks in the world.
Mitch, how are you handling the fatherhood experience? What's that been like?
I've only been there for about 6 days, so I've been sleeping terribly, darling. It's been tough. No, it's been, I mean, yeah, I'm 3 weeks into being a dad, and it's the best it's a sign from her. Yeah, it's the best thing I've ever done. She's a little champ, so it's been awesome.
Mitch, there was a report about maybe with Nathan Lyon maybe playing Bond and like Hazelwood here and not playing Lyon, but would that be a risk considering Lyon's record here?
Yeah, I'm fairly certain Gazza will play.
Pat sort of said the other day that you were making sure not to bowl in the nets, just to not sort of waste the amount of bowling that you have in you. Is there a certain amount of bowling that you can have over the next few weeks, like in your mind, in terms of workload?
Not in my mind, no. I think just try and be ready to bowl as much as Paddy needs me. Our all-rounders haven't bowled a hell of a lot in Australia over the last few years. But I guess I'm really thankful for our medical staff and Ronnie and Paddy that allowed me the space in between that first and second test to just get right for the game. And I guess there was a fair bit of noise about it. I felt rather important actually. My body feels really good now. I've had an uninterrupted lead in, but right now I'm really well placed. And for me, it's just about trying to contribute, whether it's 5 overs and bowling the occasional good ball and getting wicket, or just bowling overs to keep our boys a chop out. I love it.
How much on fatherhood again, Mitch? I mean, certainly there's so many of you who have that involved. Is there something else now you can talk to? You can get a break from cricket, talk about something. We should talk about those things at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I actually had a chat with Alex Carey this morning, just walking to get a coffee, and there's always cricket chat, but it was more fatherhood. He's a few years ahead of me now, so the boys are amazing. There's a lot of family vibe in this group, and that's hugely important.
How much can a raucous home crowd help? So I know it helped Penny in Adelaide, you played one in Perth. Does he need some runs? Do you reckon this crowd can lift him?
From my experience, the Gabba crowd's awesome. It always feels a lot louder, or just really loud here. So Aussie's the hometown hero. He's the people's champ, and there's no doubt people get around him.
All sweet, everyone.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.